Hey guys, welcome back. In the previous lecture, we have installed the MBProgressHUB library via CocoaPods, and in this lecture, we want to use it, and we'll see it in action in this lecture over here. So over here in the login button tab function, every time the user taps on this login button, we want to show the animation. All right, and how do we do that? Okay, so the code to do that is to type in MBProgressHUB, and I'm going to type in this function called showEdit. And over here under UI view, we want to type in view, which this view belongs to our view controller. And under animated, we want to set this as true. All right, guys. So before I click on the play button, I also want to just comment this piece of code here first. So let's just see what does line 72 do. All right. Alright, so let me quickly run the project and let's wait for the simulator to load. As you can tell, this looks pretty neat to me. Let's click on the Get Started button and let's click on the Login button. So as expected, we see this little animation happening over here. And guys, this is going to show indefinitely, which means that this is not going to have any kind of, like a timer or any a timeout. All right, so it's just going to show indefinitely, so it's up to you as a developer to decide when you want to dismiss this. Okay, so this is important to understand. All right, guys, so let's come back to the code over here. So what do I want to see over here? Every time the user clicks on the login button, I want to show this animation to indicate to the user that, the app is busy, the app is making some kind of API call, and the user is expected to, kind of wait for some processes to finish. All right, so I'm going to simulate that by creating a delay. So remember in the previous lecture, we have created this delay function right here under helper, right? We have created this one over here, so we can use it over here. And let's just set a 2-second delay. All right, and within the completion block, let's hit the enter button. And I'm just going to paste everything over here, okay, into the within this block over here. All right, so let me uncomment this. Command backspace, and I'm going to indent this by hitting the Control and I. Okay, that indents the code. All right, I think Xcode is showing me some errors over here because as you know, we are in a closure, and if we are in the closure, we need to use self if we are referencing the variables in the class itself. All right, so let's just type in self. All right, we can just do that very quickly. Self. Okay, so one thing that we need to remember is that, remember earlier I said that this animation is going to happen indefinitely, and therefore it's our responsibility as developers to ensure that we dismiss. Okay, is it height? I think it's height. Yeah, we have to dismiss this view when after 2 seconds, and I'm just going to type in true for the animation as well. So let's click on the play button and let's watch this in action. Okay, hit the get started button. When I click the login button, animation will show for 2 seconds, after which it will show me the error message. And why is that? It's because it's successful login. We have set this to be false, and therefore the error message is showing. So let's just change this to true and run this. Run the simulator, and what we will expect is after the animation shows for 2 seconds, it's going to hide the animation, and then we are going to dismiss the view and then pop the user to the main tab bar controller. All right, so let's click on the login button. It shows the animation for 2 seconds, dismiss, pops him to the main tab bar. All right, so it looks pretty neat over here. And I'm just gonna remove all the empty spaces, and I'm gonna keep the code as such. All right, guys. So the next thing I want to do is that I want to be able to animate this part as well. When I click the lockout button, you notice that it just brings the user back to the onboarding screen. So maybe I want to introduce the same kind of animation as well. So let's come over to the settings view controller, because that is the view controller for this page over here. The second tab page, and let's also do it. Let's also integrate the animation here. Okay, so first thing I want to do is to import the MBProgressHUB. So this is very important. Okay, so on the files that you want to use this animation, just remember to do the import. Okay, and do MBProgressHUB.show Okay, we want to show it on our view and we want it to be animating. That will be true. Okay, so we're going to introduce a delay again, and this time maybe let's have a short delay of maybe half a second, and within the completion I'm going to paste this in. Alright, so if you remember previously, we have to put the word self in front, but in this case we don't have to do it. And why is that? It's because Presenter Manager does not belong to the settings view controller. Alright, so Presenter Manager is a class by itself, and therefore there's no need to put self. Okay, unless it belongs to the settings view controller, then we have to do that. Okay, so let's also remember to hide this. Hide it on our view. Remember to put self because we are in a closure. Okay, the reason why we put self is because this view belongs to the settings view controller. Alright guys, I hope you understand that. And for the animation, let's set this as true. Let's run the project. Alright, let's click the Get Started button, click the Login button, dismisses, pops me to the main tab bar controller. Let me go to the second tab over here and let me click on the Logout button. It should animate for a short while and bring me back to the onboarding screen. Alright guys, I hope that you find this helpful, and this kind of give you a more professional feel, and it also helps to guide your user, you know, when you're making an API call and it tells them that, hey, you know, you gotta wait because we're doing something. Alright guys, I will see you in the next one.